I'm gonna do a shadow reading with my Wisdom of the Shadow Oracle. So let's see what my current collective's sight of the sting is. So where is the shadow at in their life? I'm picking up on the vibe that somebody is in a lot of pain. Somebody is very emotional. This is obviously flaring up in their emotions, within their heart, the armor, the hard shell or defense mechanism. Inner child. Your inner child protects this wound. These emotions have been buried for a very long time. These emotions have been buried. You refuse to maybe think back on that time. The toxin or the belief or lie you were telling yourself. Resistant. Like it shouldn't be this hard. Like things should be easier if they're meant to work out. Yeah, so it feels like maybe you're saying like, yeah, I do not want to get hurt again, and this is the only way I can keep myself safe. That's a good one. The inflammation. How the shadow creates conflict in your outer world. Feels like you could come off like almost kind of greedy in a way. It feels like you come off like you're unwilling to share the best parts of you, it feels like, which is probably whatever emotional pain you are not releasing, whatever emotional pain that you are refusing to go in and deal with, whatever childhood memory, whatever childhood thing that caused you that pain. It feels like maybe it was surrounding money and kind of like expectations in the family. The visible symptoms are kind of apparent to people. You feel like everybody sees you. You feel like everybody's watching you. And not in like that kind of way, but like you feel like people's attention is drawn to you. Trying to meet expectations, whether this is within work, within family. You are kind of doubting maybe your doubting yourself and doubting the decisions you make. It feels like this does have to do with money. It feels like maybe the greed is kind of just like almost believing that you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to deal with this. You shouldn't have to be the bigger person. You shouldn't have to maybe sacrifice. Why do I always have to be the one sacrificing? Why do I always have to be the one that has to meet expectations, has to be sure of themselves all the time? Like, why can't I doubt myself sometimes? You feel like 10 people are talking in your ear at the same time. So you could feel very, very seen and intruded on, and this could make you feel extremely anxious. This could cause a lot of pain because it feels like maybe it is something they are not willing to confront yet. And it feels like with the nest, this is kind of how you were raised and taught to deal with pain. This is kind of how you were programmed growing up, and it feels like learned from the people, maybe your parents or the elders in your family, how the world worked and how the dynamics worked and how dynamics should be, or what's right and what's wrong. The medicine, the specific action or shift you need to neutralize the courage. It is so scary to share a pain with someone. The only medicine for this is to kind of like have courage, a little bit more courage each day. Speak on your pain, or maybe tell these energies around you like how they're making you feel. You need to have the courage to set these boundaries and kind of stand up for yourself. If we're all being honest, like no one had an easy childhood. Like, I don't think anyone can say they're like that privileged. Maybe like obviously like the billionaires or like the tops, but love and life and being honest and being vulnerable, being authentic, it's scary. It's scary as fuck. And unfortunately, sometimes the only way to deal with something is to push through it. Just bear it and have the courage to push to the other side, because this will help you. This will help you in your life. This will help you with your energy. This will help you tremendously. The Scorpion's essence, so raw power, shame. The shame that you've like had for maybe like not being good enough, for maybe not living up to expectations, maybe making a lot of mistakes when you were a kid, maybe making a lot of bad choices. It feels like this, you're going to be able to shed this shame that's within you, this fear of like truly being seen and not being scared to stand in that, not being scared to say like, this is me, bad parts and all, because we all have bad parts. We all have good parts. We all have bad parts. Nobody should ever, that says they love you, should ever make you feel shame. Reflect on that. Okay, that was a good one. If this shadow reading resonated with you, or if you want to dive deeper, link is in my bio. Love you.